Hey there you guys, welcome back. So this month, the month of May, I made a few plant purchases, houseplant purchases, that I thought were noteworthy, so I thought I would do a plant haul video. Maybe I'll do a plant haul video monthly, because I tend to buy a lot of things. Usually I slow down with houseplants over the summertime, because I'm outside more. But as long as I'm buying houseplants, I will do a houseplant haul video. So anyway, first thing I bought, well, you'll have to, let me start this by saying I've been on a philodendron kick recently. I really enjoy the philodendrons, the monsteras, and the anthuriums. So if you see a lot of those, I have a problem right now. So the first one that I got, sorry, I got a frog in my throat. First one I got is the Philodendron Birkin, which I thought was really cool. Let me try to get it in the camera there. This variegation is really interesting. Love it so much. There's something really special about it, and from what I see, as the leaves get older, it starts to lose its variegation and fades kind of down into a green, just a standard green. But we'll see how that goes. Right now the variegation is really high in this, so I'm actually looking forward to having it fade into a green, a little ombre effect, as it were. So that's a really pretty one. It kind of reminds me of a hosta, or it reminds me of the, what is it, the Pretoria canna lily, which I also have some of. So this is a really nice option for an indoor plant that is similar to those. So yeah, hopefully I could grow it well. Most of these are lower light plants. I've been trying to do lower light so that they fit into my environment a little bit better. I want it to be a little less diva-like, but I'm starting to find some that I like that are a little bit more high humidity. So I'm purchasing myself a new humidifier, and I'm also getting a distilled water maker so that I don't have to buy bottles of distilled water. That's why I haven't been using distilled water on many of my fussy plants like the calatheas. But now it's going to be coming, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to water things with distilled water. Can you imagine? So anyway, this is the Birkin. Really cute. I like this a lot. Again, lower light plant. It's going to want a bright, indirect location. You don't want it in full sun or the leaves will burn. But if you have it too dark, you're going to lose a lot of variegation. So it's kind of a hit or miss sort of thing. A little experimenting in your own home situation. The next one, this guy isn't looking so good. This is a Monstera dubia. Hopefully this weekend I will put a board behind it. It also doesn't look very good because I didn't realize that in the little cup that I bought it in, there was no little drainage hole. I just put this in maybe 2 weeks ago. I noticed that as I was misting, the water wasn't escaping. So one day I came and I looked and there was water like right up to the soil line. So that doesn't really do it so well. So these Monsteras, if you're not familiar with dubia, this one, it's a shingling plant, so I hope to show you videos later on where it's shingling, or even Instagram posts on the board, and it's really cool. Maybe I'll post a photo off to the side of what it looks like. Those are just juvenile leaves. As it gets bigger, the leaves will get bigger, and then they'll get that Monstera splits in the leaves and fenestrations. But right now, actually, I like it better when it's in the juvenile state. So I'll probably end up taking cuttings of it as it gets a little longer, so that it doesn't go into that adult phase. The leaves can get quite big, but I don't really like them. It's amazing how it jumps in size. So that's the Monstera dubia. Next one, this one is a fun one. It was kind of an impulse buy. I don't know why I bought this one, but it's kind of beautiful. After I started Googling images of it, I guess that's when it got me. This was in my local garden store. All of these I got at my local garden center. They got a bunch of aroids in, so I went crazy. So this one is a Philodendron tenue, and it's a climbing variety, and it reminds me of the Anthurium veitchii, or veitchii, the king anthurium, where it has long leaves, and then it has this, the rippling in the leaf. Can you see that? It's really cool. It's so beautiful. So I guess the leaves could get to be maybe about a foot wide, so about 12 inches wide by about 2 or 3 feet long. So that's going to be a pretty significant plant as it gets bigger. Since I've had it in my grow tent because it wants the higher humidity. So that's my problem. I don't want to keep it in the grow tent. That's why I bought a humidifier. So in the grow room, I'm going to have a humidifier, and those higher humidity plants I'm going to have closer to the humidifier, and the ones that don't need it so much are going to be away from the humidifier. So we'll see how it goes. Supposedly philodendrons can survive slightly lower humidity. Well, some can survive lower humidity, but some of these crazy ones can tolerate lower humidity, but you get deforming leaves. They don't unfurl correctly. So yeah, again, bright indirect light. This one, it doesn't have any variegation, so it could possibly be on the lower side of light if that's all you had. But if you're giving it lower light, don't expect it to grow like crazy. They actually want more light. So if you want it to grow beautifully, more light is better than low light. So there's that one. That's the tenue. So these two, I got, it's a little experiment. I got this. This is Philodendron Rush, which is really, really cool. It's very neon in its coloration. Quite lovely. And then there's this one, Moonlight, which, when I was Googling them, Moonlight and Rush were supposedly the same thing. There's another one, Lemon Lime or something, that is different. So this one actually could be a Lemon Lime by the color of it. And Moonlight, this one has more of an orange tinge. As you can see, this one has zero orange in it, and this one has a lot of orange in it. Even the leaf shape, at the moment, they're juvenile, so they're going to change. This one here, the Moonlight has more of a longer lance shaped leaf, more narrow and long, where the Rush has more of it's still long, but it seems to be a little bit wider. So we'll see what happens with these as they get older. They were nice, inexpensive plants. Really, really enjoy them. These guys can deal with home environments really, really well. So these ones can probably tolerate a little bit more on the lower light side of low light, but keep in mind that you might get a darker green leaf on this guy. I don't realize how high I have to hold this the plants. And same thing with this one. If you want to keep the nice orangey colors, you want to be on the higher spectrum of light. But if you move it down to a lower light, it'll probably survive, but it will get more green. Put those down. Another fun one is Hoya Sunrise. Can you see it? Is it coming in? There's a lot of coloration in this. I'll cover my face. There's a lot of coloration in this. It's beautiful and red and green and just amazing markings. It's a very small little plant. Hopefully it does well. Actually, it's grown this first set of leaves since I've had it in the grow tent, and it seems to be really enjoying itself. And I'm getting some new little aerial roots developing. I'm not sure whether that'll come in right at the base of those two new leaves. There's little nubbins starting to grow. I don't know. So anyway, this little guy is adorable. Maybe I'll try to find some photos of the flowers and put them up in the corner. But these guys, if you give them lots of light, they will do more of the reddish colors. If you take them away from the light and they don't get enough light, they're going to be more on the green side. So Hoyas by nature can tolerate lower light, but do really, really well in higher light. So keep that in mind. Every Hoya is a little bit different. Some are going to tolerate lower light better than others, but some of them are magic, and they give you beautiful colored leaves if you give them a little bit of sun stress. Another one, but this one is not an aroid. This is a aloe. This was an impulse buy. I was shopping around, and this is Aloe Pink Dragon. I really enjoy the little nubbins on the side, the spikes. They're a beautiful red, and just look at that, so pretty. I hope I can grow it well. I actually planned on putting this in. I have a little container garden that goes in the backyard on our coffee table, and I have a Euphorbia millie that is in there right now in the center, but it doesn't really have any leaves. It's got a few flowers, but there's not a lot of leaf growth, and I'm going to give it a couple more weeks to see what happens, and if it doesn't produce more leaves to fill in because it's the center point of the pot, I'm going to pop this in. So I have, if it doesn't go in there, I'm happy, but if it does go in there, I'll be happy as well. I really hate to get rid of a Euphorbia millie because they're so beautiful and usually really easy to care for, but for whatever reason, it's lost all of its leaves. So, and then last one is the Alocasia Frydek. I didn't want to buy any more Alocasias this year. I wanted to kind of go on an Alocasia cleanse and just bring in things that I absolutely loved. And the reason why I wanted to get rid of some of the Alocasias is they take up a lot of space in the wintertime. And in the wintertime, they are bug magnets. They love spider mites, and spider mite is the big one. Last year I got a lot of thrip. Mealybugs don't tend to bother them so much, but still a lot of bugs. And if you keep them moist, you get a lot of fungus gnats. I'm going to do the grub grenade this year again. I'm going to get more of it this time because it worked really, really well for fungus gnats and other things as well. But yeah, I wanted to scale back my Alocasia collection, or elephant ears in general, Colocasia, Esculenta, Xanthosomas. But found this one, and I love it. This beautiful velvety leaf, it's just hard to say no to. So I've got this outside in a pot. I planted some creeping jenny around the base of it so that it spills down. This pot looks and feels like stone. It's super cool. So I hope that it fills out. It lost a few leaves when I first got it, because when I first got it, it was outside, and it got really, really windy. The leaves were fine, but they were really banged up and kind of hanging down really low, so I just got rid of them. And they're starting to produce new growth around the base. So it won't be long, and this plant will look more and more full each and every day. That's the fun of Alocasias. They grow really, really quickly. So if you get a damaged leaf, it's really easy to cut them off. Where some plants, it takes them a long time to get a new leaf, and you don't really want to cut them off willy-nilly, because you gotta cherish that stuff. So anyway, that is what I got for the month of May for houseplants. I've been doing a lot of shopping, obviously, for the garden. Actually, not a lot, just annuals. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Show me what you got this month. Put the plants down in the description below. Wow, I'm getting tongue-tied. It's getting warm under these lights, too. I'm getting tongue-tied. Post photos to the Plants and Things What's Growing page, or private message me on Instagram, or just post it and tag Plants and Things in Instagram. I would love to see what you're getting, what you're interested in. I want to see more of your wish list things. Maybe it's something new that you purchased that you just absolutely love the look of. Maybe it was a mistake buying it, but you love it right now. It might be a pain in the butt later on. But anyway, show me what you're growing, and until next time, you guys, happy growing.